Alright, forgive me if I sound a little quieter than normal. Finals is just wrapping up here, so I don't want to get into trouble. It's my last day at UNI. I go back home on Saturday. Woohoo! I'm gonna miss it here though, but anyways, I figured I would use my last day to review SmackDown vs. Raw right before I have to pack. Well, SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 for the PlayStation 2 to be more precise. And this game is not only better than SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, which goes without saying, this game is better than TNA Impact in so many satisfying ways. Sure, I'll admit it, graphically TNA is slightly better, but the graphics have improved quite a bit from '08. Uh, you got a whole bunch of your usual features in that have been around on the series for quite a while. Normal match, first blood, Hell in a Cell, Iron Man, ladder, last man standing, in submission, table, TLC, steel cage, backstage, and Extreme Rules matches, as well as the Royal Rumble. I don't see buried alive matches here anywhere, but then again, like not all the matches are available. Like backstage, you click on it, you see backstage brawl, and there's another locked match. I have no idea. I haven't played it enough to unlock everything. I did, however, unlock a few things, and I'll get to that later. Er, Uh, anyways, there are some new matches in here. Or we got the Inferno match, which I just got done playing, and it is hands down the best match in the entire game. You got Falls Count Anywhere, which is pretty much a cheap way of getting rid of the whole brawling in the crowd thing. And at least from what I've seen, I played a hardcore match in the career mode, which, by the way, is better than and even I thought. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, they got rid of the ability to fight in the crowd, but it's still a small sacrifice because the match quality has actually improved. Um, there's a new story mode called Road to WrestleMania, and the downside is you can only play as certain characters. You can't play as your creator wrestler. That and several other superstars are reserved for career mode. Which is basically more or less a one-man GM, which is a mode which is actually easier to manage than the actual GM mode. The people you can play in Road to WrestleMania are John Cena, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, CM Punk, Triple H, or you can do a single slash co-op storyline with Mysterio and Batista. I played both CM Punk's and Chris Jericho's story mode, and one of the unique things about that is that respective shows actually come off as if you were watching an actual broadcast, complete with a little WWE disclaimer on the corner right there. Um, there's a My WWE option, but unless you have a next gen, it's pretty much next to useless. The only thing the My WWE option is good for is to set up stables of both current and your created wrestlers. As I mentioned, it's useless unless you have the next gen consoles. That's because the next gen consoles have the ability to make your own highlight reel. This does not, even though it says so in the instruction manual. Yeah, a little deception, but then again, I think the instruction manual was written for universal use. Let's see here. The game modes. You got your career mode, you got your tournament mode, and in career mode, you start off at whatever respectable league you pick out of or that either your current wrestler or your creator wrestler represented. Like, I made myself, I always do in these games, and I picked ECW. I mean, not like what a WWECW is, but I grew up on the original ECW, so it was the nostalgia factor that did it. And I started out with the ECW Championship. Now I have the Hardcore belt. Yes, the Hardcore belt is available, and the Classic WCW belt is available. As I mentioned, there's plenty of unlockables, and WCW is one of them. But that's not necessarily a good thing, because you only unlock a couple of generic wrestlers in WCW. From what I've seen in the trailers, like I said, I haven't gotten far enough to unlock everything, and the only things that from WCW that I have unlocked so far is the ability to select it as a league, and the title belt, which is currently vacant. Hey, uh, Creator Wrestler. Creator Wrestler has improved vastly over the previous version. The load times don't take forever. There are more options. In fact, you can put capes back on to the superstar, so it's much easier to make a Superman or a Darth Vader. You can even make one of the characters for 300. They even got the helmet. That's always an upside. But like, if you want to make Goku, you can't do that. Once again, they removed the Super Saiyan hairstyle, so I can't make Goku, I can't make Vegeta, I can't even make Odd from Code Lyoko. Yes, I'm a Code Lyoko fan, so what? Like, the create modes are basically create a superstar, as I mentioned, vastly improved. Create an entrance, which is still the same from SmackDown vs. Raw 08, but that's actually a good thing because that is actually one of the few enjoyable things of SmackDown vs. Raw 08. Create a move set, tons of moves that you can unlock as you proceed in career mode and in Road to WrestleMania. By the way, you unlock things in Road to WrestleMania by achieving mandatory or optional goals. You'll find out in little post-it notes up there that tell you what you should do. And create a finisher. Now, create a finisher is one of the best new features on there. The only thing better than the Inferno match, actually. And you can make whatever finisher or your mind can think of from what is available on there, or or, or no matter like if the animation makes sense or not. So that's a little bit of a. But like if you envisioned your character like spinning a guy around and doing that tsunami type flip Paul Burchill did when he was a pirate, then that's your game. So overall, you have to get your kids a wrestling game. Get them this one. You'll disappoint them if you get TNA Impact. Sorry, Midway, that's the breaks. But SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 is a vast improvement of 2008. In fact, it goes back to what I feel like in terms of gameplay. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. The creative wrestler mode is great. My WWE, it's just basically a waste of space. You just use it to like check the roster of what was current at the time. Hey man, make stables. So, Road to WrestleMania, awesome story mode. Oda feels just like the TV show. The voice acting is great, and the career mode is what the GM mode in the previous games should have been. It's easier to manage with one superstar at a time, and the way that basically you build up your superstar is like an RPG. So for those of us who have never played a wrestling game and are stuck in, and who have constantly are stuck in basically a Final Fantasy world or something, you will have no problems with this game. I highly recommend it, but as I mentioned, there are a few problems. WCW is just there to be there. So let's see here. Or what else did I mention? You can play your creator wrestler in the story mode, and as I mentioned, you only have those superstars to choose from, and you can't even choose your tag team in your tag team storyline mode. So overall, I would have to give it 7.5 out of 10. Better graphics, not much better presentation, but I honestly I hope with SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, and one, I should have a Wii by then, and two, I hope it goes back to the days of SmackDown. Oh, shut your mouth, and here comes the pain. But if you gotta get a wrestling game, get this one. You will not be disappointed.